What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Not So Pro Fantasy Football Talk. We're discussing who to pick up on the waiver wire this week. It is slim pickings, but don't worry, we still got some players out here for y'all today. And if y'all have any fantasy questions, as always, please leave it down in the comment section or join our Discord. The link is in the description below. As always, we keep this video short and sweet, straight to the point, just like the way y'all like it. Let's start off with some quarterbacks. Let's get right into it. Number one, let's talk about Joshua Dobbs. This guy hasn't even had a chance to unpack his bags. Wasn't expecting to play this game, but you know what? He goes in there and he is him. He's him. He's a guy. Doesn't even know half these guys' names, but this guy makes it happen. This guy's available in almost every single league, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do out there in Minnesota. It gives me hope for Justin Jefferson coming back from injury. I like this guy a lot. He should be good, especially if you're streaming. We do have a few quarterbacks who are on bye, such as Patrick Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa, and also Jalen Hurts. So this might not be a bad option for you. They are going against New Orleans, which could be a good matchup. Up next, let's talk about Baker Mayfield. It's starting to look like he's finally clicking with that offense, right? And I don't mean the players like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, which those guys are must-start guys, but I'm talking about the offensive scheme, getting that running back involved. We see White now back-to-back games getting heavily involved in the passing game. Not saying he wasn't before, because he was, but it just looks different. They look a little more comfortable, and even though they lost, I think Baker Mayfield could be a reliable quarterback to start next week up against Tennessee, especially with those quarterbacks out in bye week. Up next, let's hit up some running backs. Let's go with Keaton Mitchell from Baltimore. I'm not super excited about this pick. I do feel like it's a guy that I want to stay away from, but we don't have a lot of options for the waiver wire. This guy's available in every single league, and everyone's going to go out there and try to get this guy. But he is sharing the backfield with Gus Edwards and Hill, which I do feel like he is taking Hill's spot just a little bit. But as of right now, they are splitting that backfield, and that's something I really don't like. But it's a good guy to keep up with. I don't think he's going to take over the backfield eventually. I'm going to continue to think it's going to be a committee backfield out there in Baltimore, but not a bad guy to hold on to if you are in a deep league. Up next, I want to talk about Seattle Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet. I do believe Ken Walker is still the guy out there, but last week we've seen Charbonnet take 59% of the snaps. We've seen him taking more carries. We've seen him taking more passing attempts. I like this guy. Do I feel like this is a guy who's going to overtake the backfield? No, I don't think so, but what a great guy to have just in case Kenneth Walker does go down. And also keep in mind that they're having a very tough schedule when come fantasy playoffs. Up next, let's hit up some wide receivers. Let's talk about Quentin Johnson. This is probably my favorite guy on the waiver wire right now. And because you have no one else to catch the ball besides Keenan Allen. I mean, we've seen Mike Williams on IR. He's injured. He's out for the season. Now we see Palmer going on IR. He's going to be missing at least 4 games, not able to come back until playoff time. Who else is left? Is this guy. I am recording this video right before the Monday Night Football game, but I do believe his snap percentage should increase dramatically. Last week, we did see him at 70% of snaps when Palmer went down. I'm super excited to see what this young talent can do. Hopefully, he proves us right. Up next, let's talk about Noah Brown. This is another guy that if you are in a deep league, you want to look after this guy. He's not going to be super exciting every single week, but I mean, CJ Stroud just went nuts last game. He had over 40 passing attempts and everyone ate. I do believe Noah Brown is the 4th option in that offense. You're going to see Nico Collins eating. You're going to see Tank Dell eating, even Schultz eating, and then it's going to be Noah Brown's turn. This guy is a great guy to pick up if you are in one of those deep leagues. Up next, let's go ahead and hit up some tight ends. Let's talk about the hot hand here, Jonnu Smith, tight end from Atlanta. For some reason, this guy continues to split the field with Kyle Pitts, and he's even gained rushing attempts. That's crazy to me. This offensive play style is a little wacky, but this guy is getting some points. And if you are absolutely desperate for tight ends this week, this is a guy that you need to go out and look after. Up next, I want to talk about Cade Otton, someone who's a little more consistent. And for the past 3 weeks, we've seen him get at least 6 targets. Last week, he got 9. He's looking like he's finding that chemistry with Baker Mayfield. I really like that. And if they could stay consistent, I wouldn't mind picking up this guy and stashing him or even starting him from week to week. Now let's talk about some streaming defenses that you could pick up on the waiver wire. Last week was pretty rough, but we hit on almost all of them. Number one, let's talk about the Falcons against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are just they're horrible. And I know, they're saying Kyler Murray's going to come back. He's going to come back and play, but he hasn't played in I don't know how long. I think the Falcons have a pretty good chance to put up some points. Up next, we got the New York Jets against the Raiders. I know the Raiders did pretty well, but I have confidence that the Jets will be able to hold up against Aiden O'Connell and that offense. Up next, we got the Packers at the Steelers. You're going to want to pick up the Steelers here. It was a super low-scoring game against the Packers and the Rams, and the Steelers' defensive front is just way too strong to pass up. We got to go out there and pick up some of the Steelers. The last defense I want to talk about are the Commanders and the Seahawks. You want to pick up the Seahawks here. The Commanders, yeah, I like Sam Howell, but we have seen him screw up from time to time. If the defense could just get one takeaway from this game, I think it would be pretty solid. That's all I got for y'all today in this week's waiver wire pickup. And if you find this video helpful, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, keep on grinding.